Good morning. We're going to do a class here with our magic circle. It's going to be some standing work for about 20 minutes or so, and then we will be going to a mat, so it's more of a full-length class today. And we're outside here at my house, and I have Sandy, the beautiful Sandy, who's going to be doing most of the demonstrating for you today. Thanks. All right, so I'll be right here. So we're going to start with our feet together, ankle bones, knees, and our thighs, squeezing. And then you're just going to bring the magic circle out in front of you, and then you're going to bend at the elbows, kind of come right around the chest. And then the heel of the hands are going to press, and then you'll slowly release. Big inhale, and then slowly release. Good. Keeping tension in that circle on the way out as well. Inhale to squeeze, exhale to release. Last two. And then you're going to squeeze and hold, and then little pulses in, and in. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big squeeze and release. All right, you're going to bring it out in front of you. Here, you're going to keep the elbows soft. You won't get as much squeeze as you did before. And then you're going to take a squeeze here and release. Working through the biceps, working through the chest. Good. You have great posture right now. Your shoulders are down. You're lifting nice and tall. Big squeeze. Try to slowly release. Last 2 and 1. And then again, we'll squeeze and hold for our little pulses. In, and in. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big squeeze and release. All right, lowering that circle. We're just going to go into some squats here. So bend and extend the legs. Good. So we're kind of alternating between some leg work and the standing arm work. Warming up the legs. Squeezing through those inner thighs, zipping up through the belly. Lifting nice and tall. Last 2. 1 to hold it down, little pulses, down, down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then all the way up. All right, you're going to go into external rotation. So little Pilates. Take a little peek here, bend your knees, make sure you can see your big toes. All right, and then you're just going to bring the magic circle down around your hips. Again, soft bend in the elbows, yep, and then squeeze in and release. Big squeeze. Last 2. And then 1 to hold it in, little pulses, in, feeling your pecs. I always say it's like shocking how sore you are the next day after working magic circle. 1 more big squeeze and release. And then we'll take a couple plies here and lift. Good. Just going straight down an imaginary wall. This looks easier than it is. Last 2, and then 1 again to hold, and the little pulses down, down. Think a little more knees back. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lengthen all the way up, lowering down. Are you going to walk your feet open, about shoulder width apart? Okay, and then you're going to plie here again. So we're going straight down and then lifting up. Again, take a little peek, make sure you can see your big toes. I have to do it every time because for some reason, my right hip is a little bit tighter and harder to turn out, so I always have to check that. 2 and 1. All right, so hold it down, and you're going to lower your circle down around your hips here. Then I'm going to do little pulses. So get those legs, and now we're going to start to pulse the arms, going up, overhead. So little squeezes. All the way up to overhead, and then lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lengthen up. Little quick break. You're going to go back down. Hold here. Lift the right hip off the floor and lower. Then the left. Lift the right. And then the left, right, left, one more, right, left, last set. We're going to lift both heels, balance and lower. Good. Lift and lower. Good balance. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, and then lifting all the way up, lowering down. Good. Roll the shoulders out. We're going to walk the feet back together so you can be back in your parallel position. We're going to take the magic circle up overhead and then bring it down around your eyebrows. Elbows go back, and then we're going to press in. It's called Fallen Angel. Good. Pressing in towards the side of your head. And 3, and 2, and then 1 to hold it in, and the little pulses in, in, 4 more, 3, 2, 1, one more big squeeze, and release, lift it up, and lower down. All right, now you're going to take it behind your back. So I call this try to hide the magic circle.
There's a joke there that I'll leave alone.
Yeah. I know, we have many jokes. All right, so elbows are going to go towards each other, shoulder blades too. Good. And then the heel of the hands are at the top. Yep, fingertips down. And then you're going to press in and release. Feel your triceps now. Again, not much happening in the way of the magic circle moving, but you might feel a lot through your mid-back, through the triceps. Yes, good. Rolling those shoulders back. 3, 2, 1 to hold. Little pulses in, 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 in. Squeeze your elbows a little bit tighter if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1 more big squeeze and release. Good. Roll the shoulders. Yes. All right, you're going to take it onto your right hip. So my microphone's a little bit in the way, so just find wherever it will kind of hold for you, and then you're going to go in between your elbow and your wrist. So from here, we're really thinking that shoulder, drawing down, engage the underarm, and then squeeze in and release. And then just try to keep no tension in those fingertips. Press in. So we're in that area right above the bra line, or right underneath that underarm. Right, even feel a little work through the obliques. Keeping everything stable. Last 2. Squeeze in and hold, and then little pulses in, in. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release, and then we'll switch sides. So it's going to go on to, yeah, you can separate your feet if you want.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Holding stable.
Yes. All right, so again, just balance it wherever it works for you, and in between the elbow or wrist, and then engage the lat, and then collarbone open. We squeeze in and release. Try to relax your fingers. 3, 2, 1 to hold that squeeze for the connection at the oblique, and then pulse it in. Good job. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release. All right, so we're going to do one more here. You're going to come up onto your, your right shoulder. And then you're going to place the heel of the hand here. And then the other arm can be down by your side or up on your hip, whatever you like. And then you're just, think of like tapping the top of your head. Yeah. Working through the bicep. So tomorrow when you go to pick up a glass of water or glass of wine and your biceps are sore, you'll remember me. Tap and release. Big squeeze. Last 3, 2, 1 to hold. I'm going to test your coordination. You take your left arm onto your belly. You're going to pat your head and rub your stomach. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release, and then we'll switch sides. You can't laugh a little, right?
Right?
All right, so the other heel of the hand. You start that collarbone nice and wide.
Okay, so this is going to be the hard one.
Shoulder down the back, yes. And then you're pressing into that bicep. Just try to stay as relaxed through that shoulder as you can, yes. Doing okay? Three, two, one to hold. We'll test your coordination on this side now. Little pulses.
I'm going to rub them.
Pat your head, rub your stomach. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Okay. We're going to take our feet wide again. And then you're going to bring the magic circle up over the top of your head. Here I don't usually squeeze it just because my neck and shoulder are a little bit tight. So I usually just grip it. But if you can press it. No, totally up to you. You're going to lift nice and tall, and then we're going to be side bending. So you're going to lift tall. You're going to side bend over to the right. I'm going to reach out and lift back up. Lateral flexion. Up to go over. Yes, good. So you're staying lifted through both sides. Good job. Lift taller and over. Reach out a little further and come up. And then up to go over. Reach out and come up. Up to go over. Reach out and come up. We're going to do one more here, just simple. Lateral flexion and then coming up. Now we're going to go over to the right and you're going to hold there. Okay, from here, we're going to go back into that fallen angel. So think down around the eyebrows and then go back out. Good, staying lifted from both sides. You got it. It's awesome. 2 more and reach. Last one and reach, and then you'll come up from there. Grow tall through the waist. Side bend over, stay lifted, yes, and then bend and extend. 3, 2, and 1, and then reach out to come up. Good, bring that magic circle out in front of you. We're gonna end here with just a little bit of rotation. So we're gonna go to the right. Just make sure that that magic circle doesn't go beyond your chest, and then come back to center. And then check in to make sure your hips haven't shifted with you. So that would be the tendency, is to move those arms beyond your chest or let your hips shift. So as you're rotating to the right, think of that right hip coming forward. And then opposite when you're going to the opposite side. Rotate and center. One more, rotate and center. Okay, now we're going to take the magic circle. You're going to place it in between your ankle bones and then walk your feet together. So we're going to be working our balance a little. And I like to try to make it as more of an oval as possible. And then you just have the hands on the hips. And then we're going to lift our heels and lower. Lift the heels and lower. Good, each time just trying to get a little higher. Yeah, stay a little longer. Last 2 and 1, and then lower. So now you're going to shift your weight to your right leg, to your right side, yep. So you feel all that weight there on that right side. Lifting nice and tall, so you can just lift that left foot right up off of the floor. Good. Anytime you feel like you're going to lose your balance, just put your toe back on. You always see people hop all around, so just keep your, you can always just put your foot down. And then you're going to squeeze in and release, and squeeze in and release. So we're working the stabilizers in that right side here, so that glute and quad, and then try to bring some energy through the top of the head. Yes, usually looking forward helps me, like find a spot where you can kind of stare at. And then you'll squeeze in, hold, and then little pulses in, and in. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Good. Switching sides. You can just shift your weight. Find all that weight on that one side. So you feel that quad, feel that glute, that lift tall. And then maybe just lift that toe off the floor and then squeeze in. Again, just always put your foot down if you need. Squeeze. Just really feel that energy up. Big squeeze. 2, 1 to hold, and little pulses in, last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Good job. That's awesome. The only way you gain balance is by working it, right? So you're gonna step inside your circle, and then I like to rotate it so I'm not against the pads, just gives you some more room inside your magic circle. And then just go into a little more external rotation here. So it's just a slight external rotation. And then you'll lift the heels again and lower. Now we're working the upper outer thighs. Make sure it's not your knees going out, it's that upper outer thigh connection. 2, 1 more, and then you'll switch again your weight to that right side. So you have all that weight on that right leg, lifting tall, and then now you just kind of flex that foot off the floor. You know, again, always just push it, put it down on the floor if needed, and then press out. This is where the burning really comes in. Press out, and press, and press, and press. Two, press out and hold if you can, little pulses, out, 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 out. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Let's squat it out. Give yourself a little break in between. Yes. And then coming all the way up, you'll switch sides. So again, find that weight on that left leg. Again, connect with that quad, that lift through the chest. And then you'll flex that foot off the floor and then press out. You can always, tap down in between. Press out and out. Zipping up through that pelvic floor. You got it. Last 3, 2, 1. Your little pulses for 8. Out, out. And 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing. Yes. Woo-wee. All right. Yeah. All right, so now you just flip your magic circle. You got it. All right, we're going to come to the mat. So let's have you face that way just so your face isn't in the sun. How does that sound? And then you'll just stand start with in the middle of your mat, and then you're going to lift those arms, and then contracting up and over, like peeling away from the imaginary wall. You're going to reach all the way to the floor. And then soften the knees for a moment, and just take a couple pulses of your chest towards your thighs, little pulses towards the floor. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and just drop that magic circle. Nod your chin a little bit more towards your chest, and then you'll bend at your knees, squatting down, and then however gracefully you want to get onto the floor, you can lower your knees and then sit off to one side, and then you'll bring your feet out in front of you. Yeah, you want to scooch to where you're in the middle of the mat. Yep, so your feet should be pretty much almost to the end of your mat. And then grab that magic circle, lift nice and tall, inhaling, exhale to curl just to the sacrum. So you're just rolling back to your sacrum. And then lifting up nice and tall. And then lifting, and contracting back. And lifting up. I'm going to come over here next to you. And rolling back. And lifting up. And rolling back. One more. Lift up tall. And roll it back and hold. So you're going to hold that contraction. Squeeze your inner thighs. And you're going to lift your magic circle up overhead. And reach it back out in front of you. Nice. And lift it overhead. I see those abs shaking. And out in front of you. Very good. And lift overhead. And reach out in front of you. Good. One more. Lift and reach. And then come all the way up for a break in between. Good. And now you're going to take it back. Roll back again to that sacrum. Now you're going to rotate to the right. And then center. And then rotate to the left. And center. Good. Rotate right and center. Rotate left and center. Rotate right and hold. And then again, lift the arms. Maybe it's only an inch. And then lower back down. And then lift. Whatever works for you, and lower. Good job. You're getting it over your head. One more here. Lift. and lower, and then center, and then come all the way up again for a break. Let your back release. Yes. Good. And then you'll take it back, scoop through that belly. You'll go to the left and hold, and then again lift that circle and lower, and then lift and lower, lift and lower. One more lift and lower, and then come center and take it all the way forward. Go ahead and kind of go over your thighs to stretch that low back. Yes, good. All right, and then you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Good. All right, reaching that magic circle up over your chest. You're going to go into the Fab Five, right? So you've done this in many variations in our Pilates classes. So you're just going to have that magic circle over the chest, and then you're going to bring your knees into a tabletop position. Good job. All right, curling the head and shoulders up, looking at your low belly. You're going to extend that right leg out, and then switch left. Right and left. Right and left. One more right and left. Nice job. Knees come in, lower yourself down. Give yourself a little break. Good. I like to roll my chin from side to side, giving the neck a little break in between. All right, and then with that magic circle over the chest, lifting your legs back up to tabletop. Curl the head and shoulders up off the mat. You're going to bring the magic circle towards your shins. Yep. And then you're going to reach the legs, reach the arms. So arms are going to go back, legs go out. Yes, and then pull everything in. Arms and legs reach away and pull in. Good. Arms and legs reach away. Contract in so you can go a little higher. Reach. Yes. And beautiful. One more. Reach. You gave it your all on that one. And then lower down. Roll your chin from side to side. That was good.
The reality portion of the exercise class.
All right, and then the magic circle goes back up over your chest, and then this time you'll lengthen your legs up to the ceiling. All right, curling the head and shoulders up. You can always leave your head and shoulders down if that feels better for your neck, and then you're going to lower that right leg down for scissor, switch left. Right and left. Right and left. One more nice and slow, right and left, and then we'll bring those knees into the chest. And lower yourself down. Good. All right, so now you're going to take that magic circle, place it in between your ankle bones. And then you'll place your hands behind your head for support. All right, and then squeeze that magic circle as much as you can, and then 5 times you're going to lower on an inhale, exhale to rebound back up. Good, and lower, and rebound back up. I always like to say how many we're doing, just so you know it's a countdown. 3, you're down to your last 2. And rebound up. You got it. Last 1. And rebound up. Good. Bend your knees in towards your chest. Yes, you did it. All right. You grab that magic circle. And then you're just going to, however you want to, you're going to rock and roll yourself up to a seated position. Yep. So you're going to be sitting with the, you're going to go the width of the mat with the legs, and then you're going to place your magic circle just flat on your mat. And then we call this panning for goal. So you'll be kind of just holding on to the little handles here. You're going to be lifting nice and tall. And then you're going to think of that imaginary wall behind you. You're going to chin to chest. You're going to take that magic circle, reach it out in front of you, rounding your spine. And then inhaling here. And then exhale to lengthen all the way back up. It's called spine stretch. We inhale, lift tall, and then chin to chest. Then curl away from the imaginary wall, kind of like doing a seated roll down. Reach that magic circle. Inhale, see if you can reach a little bit further. And then exhale to lengthen that spine, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, contraction to chest, ribs up and under your heart, belly button to spine. Inhale, breathe wide into the back, and then exhale to lengthen all the way back up, nice and tall. Good. And one more. Inhale, grow taller, and then exhale, nod the chin to the chest, peel away from that imaginary wall, reaching a little further, and then exhale, lengthen all the way up. Good. All right, now you're going to take the magic circle, place it flat like so. So one handle's on the floor, one's up, and then you're going to bring the palms together. And then you're going to kind of adjust just to where you can get your collarbones nice and wide, shoulders down the back, and then you're just going to press down into that circle and lift up. So here we're working the stabilizers and the spine. All right, feel some oblique work. You feel that in your mid back. And then I like to soften my knees a little bit because I have tight hip flexor. So it usually feels a little, So I just keep my knees a little bent. And then maybe press the heels into the floor a little bit so you can be right up on top of those sits bones, and then you can focus more on the obliques and the spine. Does that feel better to have the knees bent? Yeah, definitely. And then just think of growing taller as you're pressing, and then we're going to press down and hold. See if you can lift your chest, and then little pulses down, down, working through the lats, down, down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release. Good job. All right, you're going to take that magic circle out in front of you. You're going to put your left foot at the bottom, your right foot at the top. Nope. Thankfully, right? Yes, you're going to keep your hands behind you, and you're going to use the press of the hands to help you lift nice and tall. So now we're focusing right on the hamstring, right at the base of the buttocks. And then again, a little soft bend in the knee is always nice. And then you'll press down and lift. So we're working through the hamstring. Do you feel that? Yeah. And then you're using the press of the hands to help you lift nice and tall. And depending on your length through your arms, I have to be up on my fingertips to be able to do this to support myself. Press down and lift, press and lift. Last 2. And then 1 to hold, feeling the back of that leg, and then little pulses down, down. Lifting up through the spine. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release. All right, we're just going to stay on this leg. You're just going to switch foot positions. So you'll go into an external rotation. So the side of the foot on, you might have to scooch in a little bit, and then your top leg will be. So think of both sides of your feet on your circle, and your knees out. And then you have this nice diamond shape in front of you. Again, lifting tall. Yep, you just press down and release. So now working that side. Press and release. Press and release. Big press and release. And then press and hold. And then little pulses down, 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 down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release. We got it. Now we'll switch legs. So that right leg will go in, and then the left foot on top. Hands behind you for support, lifting tall. Back to our straight legs. And you're going to soft bend in that top knee, and then press into the floor with the heel of the hands or fingertips, whatever you need, and just to help you facilitate nice lifted spine. And then pressing down through those hamstrings and lifting up and press and resist. Big press and release. Last 3, 2, 1 to hold it down, and little pulses down, down. Having fun yet? Down,
Loads of fun.
down. Last 4,
I've missed
3,
you.
2, 1. Princess of Pain is what Andy likes to call me. And then lift all the way up. All right, so now we'll go into that diamond position. So you bring the magic circle a little bit closer to you. Then the right side of the foot will go at the bottom, and then the left side of the foot at the top. So you have this diamond position. Make sure it's fairly long. And then again, we lift nice and tall. And then we'll work that external rotation, that left leg. Press down. So you feel the work through that outer hamstring here. Press. Resist it up. Big press. Last 2. 1 to hold it down. Little pulses down, down. Just staying in that contraction. Down, down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. One more big press and release it up. All right. So from here, you're going to lie on your tummy. And then you're going to have one pad on the floor, one pad at the top like that. And then you're going to place your hands one on either side.
Okay.
Maybe I'll move to this mat. Hi. So from here, your hands are here, and then adjust the magic circle where you need it, just so you have just a little soft bend in the elbow. And then you rest your forehead on the mat to start. And then I like the feet a little bit separated, but if you're okay in your low back, you can have your feet together. Yes, perfect. Tuck that tailbone, lift that waistline, very good. All right, and then you're gonna lift the head first. So I like to just look at maybe the bottom pad so that maybe the ears are in line with the arms. Then you're gonna press down into the circle to lift the chest. And then you'll roll all the way back down to that forehead hits the mat. And then we lift the head first. And then press down. Yes, work through those armpits, open collarbones, beautiful. And then lower all the way back down. And then inhale, roll the head up. And then press down, lifting the chest. Wrapping those armpits, yes. And then lower all the way back down. One more here, roll the head up first, press down, lifting the chest, collarbones wide. Beautiful. And then lower all the way back down. Good job. All right, now you'll take your magic circle, bring it like close to you. It's kind of like underneath your chest. And then the elbows will be underneath the shoulders. And then you're going to kind of squeeze that magic circle a little bit so you work your pecs. And then rotate the palms and then kind of press back. And then you're going to bring the feet together. And then you'll lift your belly button off of the mat so just the pubic bone is on. And then we're going to go into double leg kicks, it's called. So we try not to slouch here. That's the tendency. You really want to press into the floor, keep the collarbones wide. And then you're going to start with your right leg. Pull, pull, and extend. And then left leg, squeeze, squeeze, and extend. Squeeze, squeeze, and extend. Add a flex, flex, and point. Heel to the glutes, and extend. Good. Flex, and reach. Pull, pull, extend. One more time. Pull, pull, extend. Good. Just slide that magic circle. All right, I'm going to take it behind your back. Kind of frame your buttocks again, and then you'll lower your right cheek to the floor. Good. Yeah. So looking at each other. And then just have a bend in the elbows if you can. Yep. And then try to get them to lower to the mat. So you might feel a stretch across the top of the shoulders. And then you're going to be squeezing your heels again towards your seat. 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to extend the legs. You're going to reach that magic circle down your thighs and lift your chest like you're creating a boat shape with your back. And then you'll switch cheeks. So you'll lower your left cheek to the mat. Pull, 2, 3, and then extend the legs, they hover, reach that magic circle down the back, look forward at the end of the mat, and then lower your right cheek to the mat. Yes, pull, 2, 3, and extend, reach down those thighs, lifting through the chest, good, and then lower your cheek to the mat, pull, 2, 3, and extend, lifting through the chest, reaching down the thighs, good, and then one more each side, so right cheek to the mat, pull, 2, 3, and extend, reach, nice, and then lower that left cheek, pull, 2, 3, and reach down, good, and then you just take that magic circle in front of you, place the heel of the hands, and then press back into a rest position. And then lifting nice and tall, you'll come back to where you're at the front of the mat with your feet. You'll grab that magic circle. You're going to lie down on your back for pelvic press. Ooh, glutes. Yay. Everyone loves to work those glutes. All right. So you're going to start with the magic circle in between the knees. Of course we are. And then try to make it an oval as much as you can, and then press your arms by your side. Good. And then from here, we're just going to squeeze that magic circle and release. Big squeeze and release. Yep, big squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. And then squeeze and hold. And then you're going to tuck through that tailbone, scoop to the belly. Yes, roll your hips all the way up, knees out over those toes. Good. And then you'll soften at the chest. rounding through the ribs to the waistline, and release all the way down. And then squeeze that magic circle, tuck through the tailbone, lift those hips all the way up again, knees out over those toes, and then soften at the chest, round down through the ribs to the waistline, and release. And then we squeeze that magic circle, tuck through the tailbone, lift all the way up, hold the lift, and then squeeze that magic circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze if you can. Pulse your hips up a little higher, higher. Little pulses up, up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then soften at the chest. Start to round down through the ribs to the waistline and release. All right, one more here. Squeeze that magic circle. Tuck through that tailbone, scoop to the belly, lift all the way up. Arms pressed by your side, and then right arm's going to lift to the ceiling and lower. And then left arm lift and lower. Right arm lift and lower. Left arm lift and lower. Right arm lift. Left arm lift and hold, and then little pulses up, up, and up, up. Good. And then soften at the chest, round down through the ribs to the waistline, and release. Beautiful job. All right, now you'll take that magic circle.
And throw it at you.
Yes. And then place it on your outer thighs. So I like to just go right at the top of the knees with the magic circle. Or you can go all the way through. Yep, totally fine. And then placing the feet back on the floor. And then I like to walk the feet a little bit wider so that as you're pressing into the circle, yeah, you don't roll to the outside of the foot, but good. And then release. And then press into that circle again. Upper, outer thighs here. We try not to just roll out to the sides of the feet. Press, yes, from the upper hips and outer thighs. And stretch that magic circle and release. And press and release. Good. And then press out and hold. Arms press. And then tuck through that tailbone. Scoop the belly. Press equally down through the feet to lift those hips up. Nice. And then from there, we lower back down. Soften at the chest. Round down through the ribs to the waistline. And release. Good. And then stretch that magic circle. Tuck through that tailbone. Lift the hips all the way up. And then we'll lower back down. Softening at the chest. Round down through the ribs to the waistline. And releasing. And then press out.
I gotta fly.
Yeah, I got a fly who's wanting to join you. And then lift all the way up. Hold there, and then little presses out. Out with that circle. And out, out. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Soften at the chest. Round down through the ribs to the waistline. And releasing. Good job. And then tuck through that tailbone, scoop to the belly, lifting all the way up. Hold that lift. And then you're going to flex the feet off the floor and lower. And then flex and lower. Flex and lower. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold there. After you lower your feet, sorry. And now you're going to lift your heels off the floor and lower. Good. Up onto your toes. And lower. Up onto your toes. Good. 3, 2, 1. See if you can hold there. Pulse your hips a little higher. Cramping, yes. And then pulsing up for 8, 7, almost there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels and then lower all the way back down. Bravo. All right. Take that magic circle off your thighs. I'm going to give you a moment to stretch here a little bit. Okay, so you'll take that you'll take the magic circle, you'll hold onto, so both hands on one pad, and they're going to take the right foot, let's go the right foot against that other pad, and then more at the ball of the foot, yep, and then you're going to bend at the elbows, bend at the knee, good, and then from there you'll stretch that heel up to the ceiling, and bend, and extend, bend, and extend. Good, yes. Lengthening that leg out for a deeper stretch if you'd like. Last one. Good, and then bend that knee and switch feet. So the ball of the foot, and start with that right knee bent, foot flat. Extend that leg up and bend. and extend. You can stay there if that feels like a good stretch, or extend that right leg out would be actually a deeper stretch. So totally up to you. Maybe feel different on each side. Yes, nice flex through that foot. Then and extend. Last 2 and 1. All right, good job, Sandy. You're going to place that magic circle in between your ankle bones. We're almost done, okay? So again,
I've heard that before.
I personally have like a little low back issue, so I like to have my head and shoulders up when I'm lowering my legs. But if you want to keep your head and shoulders down, that's totally fine. What it's going to look like is you're going to flex and point the feet, just like you did earlier with the double leg lowers. You can either place your hands behind your head, head and shoulders up, or lower down. And we're going to do 8 flex and points on the way down. So we flex, point, 5, 6, 7, 8, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bend the knees. Give yourself a break. Grab your magic circle. Good. Now you're going to place it on your ankle bones on the outer. And then just straighten the legs up. And then what we're going to do is reach our arms up and just think reach through that magic circle. And then lower back down, and then through the magic circle and lower back down, and reach and lower, and reach and lower, and reach and lower, and then reach and hold little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bend the knees and resting. Good job. You can place that magic circle to the side, rock and roll yourself up. You good?
I'm good. It's been a while.
Yeah, right? So we're going to have a seat in like a mermaid position here. Just so we can get a little bit of lateral flexion, a little stretch, okay? So you're going to just take your right arm down, side bend over.
So I have none of this flexion, so.
Yeah, that's okay.
This is
just a stretch, yeah. And then you'll place that left hand, try to get the left elbow to the floor, and then you'll side bend over to the other side. Yeah, trying to get the elbow all the way down on the mat. Good. And then lifting up and over, side bending. And lift up. And if you actually release the bend of that back knee, it might feel a little bit better. Yep. And then side bend over. And then lift up and over. One more time, all the way to the floor. And then we'll just switch our leg position. So if you just give your legs a little bit more room, sometimes it feels better.
Okay. I don't know that anything's gonna make it so I can
Laterally flex.
Right.
Alright, so again, you're going to go over that right or your left leg first. Side bend over that bent leg. Usually a little harder to go that way. Yep. And then you'll go all the way to the floor on this side. Good. And then lifting up for those obliques and side bend over. And then lift. Go to the floor. And lift. And over. And then one more to the floor. And good. All right, you're just going to go ahead and lie on your tummy facing this direction. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, so you can be on your wrists or on your elbows. We're going to go into a couple little planks, all right? So you could choose to be on your elbows or up on the wrists. You're going to tuck those toes under and then push yourself up into a plank position. Good. And then just taking a few deep breaths here. 2. That's how we end every mat class. Usually in our Pilates classes, it's in the middle, but we get to put it at the end here. The last Pilates actually mat exercise. So from here, you're going to lift the hips up like a little down dog, and then you walk your hands back, right, left, and then you come all the way up to standing. And then we go out for another set. So we draw the chin to the chest, go around all the way over. At least you know it's the last exercise. Walk out. I like to switch hands, so now go left, right, and then lower down into that plank, and then hold here. Or you could try 4 push-ups if you like. 2 and 1, and then we lift the hips. Do that little stretch there. Maybe lower the heels to the mat, and then walk your hand back. Maybe try left, right again. And then let's hold here, and then pulse that chest towards your thighs. And we'll final roll down, drop your head, looking in between your legs, shaking your head no, and then nod your chin towards your chest for 4, 3, 2, 1, chin to chest, soften those knees, and slowly roll up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Yeah. I gave you the